Hey guys, welcome back. Today for our read aloud, you should already have watched the video where you came up with your 4 questions about the rainforest. For our read aloud, you're going to want to go to the next piece of paper in your notebook and you're going to want a writing utensil. Okay, so grab those if you don't have them. Our book today is called The Great Kapok Tree. It's by Lynn Cherry. And you're going to want your notebook because as you are reading, I want you to make a list of all the animals that you meet in this story, okay? Don't worry about whether or not you spell the name of the animal correctly. Just stretch it like a rubber band, or if you're able to pause the video and zoom in on the book, you can see that, okay? The only other thing I'll say is that this book might be a little bit longer than 15 minutes, and I've had a hard time uploading long videos. So if the video is getting too long, I'll just pause it and film the second half, okay? All right, let me move so that you guys can see the book, The Great Kapok Tree by Lynn Cherry. It says, A Tale of the Amazon Rainforest. Now, what does Amazon rainforest mean? If you take a look at this map of the world, there is an invisible line around the middle of our planet called the equator. And while there are rainforests in other parts of the world, the vast majority of rainforests are centered along the equator. And you can see that this green shows rainforest, okay? And there's rainforest in South America, there's rainforests in Africa, there's rainforests in Asia. But today we're going to zoom in on the Amazon rainforest, which is right here in South America. Okay? The Great Kapok Tree. 2 men walked into the rainforest. Moments before, the forest had been alive with the sounds of squawking birds and howling monkeys. Now, all was quiet as the creatures watched the 2 men and wondered why they had come. The larger man stopped and pointed to a great kapok tree. Then he left. So I'm just noticing, here's the man who pointed and is leaving. Here's the other man. Look at this enormously tall kapok tree. It is so much larger than them. The smaller man took the axe he carried and struck the trunk of the tree. Whack, whack, whack. The sounds of the blows rang through the forest. The wood of the tree was very hard. Chop, chop, chop. The man wiped off the sweat that ran down his face and neck. Whack, chop, whack, chop. Soon the man grew tired. He sat down to rest at the foot of the great kapok tree. Before he knew it, the heat and hum of the forest had lulled him to sleep. A boa constrictor lived in the kapok tree. He slithered down its trunk to where the man was sleeping. He looked at the gash the axe had made in the tree. Then the huge snake slid very close to the man and hissed in his ear, Señor, this tree is a tree of miracles. It is my home where generations of my ancestors have lived. Do not chop it down. So remember, if you're working on that list, the first one you're going to write is boa constrictor. Boa constrictor. Okay. Remember, it's okay if it's not spelled correctly. Just stretch it like a rubber band. A bee buzzed in the sleeping man's ear. Señor, my hive is in this kapok tree, and I fly from tree to tree and flower to flower, collecting pollen. In this way, I pollinate the trees and flowers throughout the rainforest. You see, all living things depend on one another. Okay, so you could add bee to your list. A troop of monkeys scampered down from the canopy of the kapok tree. They chattered to the sleeping man. Señor, we have seen the ways of man. You chop down one tree, then come back for another and another. The roots of these great trees will wither and die, and there will be nothing left to hold the earth in place. When the heavy rains come, the soil will be washed away, and the forest will become a desert. So you could add monkeys to your list, and I'm envisioning like all of the trees disappearing and the soil going away. A toucan, a macaw, and a cock of the rock flew down from the canopy. "Señor," squawked the toucan, "you must not cut down this tree. We have flown over the rainforest and seen what happens once you begin to chop down the trees. Many people settle on the land. They set fires to clear the underbrush, and soon the forest disappears. Where once there was life and beauty, only black and smoldering ruins remain." So there are 3 different birds on that list. There's a toucan, a macaw, and a cock of the rock. So you could jot those down, or you could just write birds. A bright and small tree frog crawled along the edge of a leaf. In a squeaky voice, he piped into the man's ear, "Señor, a ruined rainforest means ruined lives, many ruined lives. You will leave many of us homeless if you chop down this great kapok tree." Frog. A jaguar had been sleeping along a branch in the middle of the tree. Because his spotted coat blended into the dappled light and shadows of the understory, no one had noticed him. Now he leapt down and padded silently over to the sleeping man. He growled in his ear, "Señor, the kapok tree is home to many birds and animals. If you cut it down, where will I find my dinner?" Jaguar. 4 tree porcupines swung down from branch to branch and whispered to the man, "Señor, do you know what we animals and humans need in order to live? Oxygen. And Señor, do you know what trees produce? Oxygen. If you cut down the forests, you will destroy that which gives us all life." Forget porcupines. Several anteaters climbed down the kapok tree with their young clinging to their backs. The unstriped anteater said to the sleeping man, "Señor, you are chopping down this tree with no thought for the future. And surely you know that what happens tomorrow depends on what you do today. The big man tells you to chop down a beautiful tree. He does not think of his own children, who must not live in a world without trees." Anteaters. A 3-toed sloth had been climbing down from the canopy when the men first appeared. Only now did she reach the ground, plodding ever so slowly over to the sleeping man. She spoke in her deep and lazy voice, "Señor, how much is beauty worth? Can you live without it? If you destroy the beauty of the rainforest, on what would you feast your eyes?" A child from the Yanomamo tribe who lived in the rainforest knelt over the sleeping man. He murmured in his ears, "Señor, when you awake, please look upon us all with new eyes." The man awoke with a start. Before him stood the rainforest child, and all around him staring were creatures who depended upon the great kapok tree. What wondrous and rare animals they were. The man looked about and saw the sun streaming through the canopy. Spots of light glowed like jewels amidst the dark green forest. Strange and beautiful plants seemed to dangle in the air, suspended from the great kapok tree. The man smelled the fragrant perfume of their flowers. He felt the steamy mist rising from the forest floor. But he heard no sound, for the creatures were strangely silent. The man stood and picked up his axe. He swung back his arm as though to strike the tree. Suddenly he stopped. He turned and looked at the animals and the child. He hesitated Then he dropped the axe and walked out of the rainforest. Okay. So if you guys were able to keep track of your list of rainforest animals, that will come in handy later this week. I hope you enjoyed our read aloud, and we'll see you back here with more on the rainforest tomorrow.